Hello friends and welcome to Talk Tarot. I am Crystal of Talk Tarot and I am here for your full moon in Scorpio reading. I can't believe it's only been 2 weeks. It's been kind of a long, intense 2 weeks for me anyway. So it feels like I haven't done a video in like a month and a half. But it's only been 2 weeks because I did a new moon reading. Couple of updates. Those of you that know that I live with a cat and a rabbit, well, those of you that didn't know, now you know. But my little rabbit has been sick for the last week, and he's doing much better. Thank goodness. But it was kind of touch and go for a little bit, and the thing that really saved the day was dandelions. Dandelions are really good for rabbits. They help with digestion, and they kind of keep the juices flowing, if you will, keep the appetite up, which is really important when they get the kind of sick that he was. So I'm drinking some dandelion tea in solidarity and to express gratitude for all of the wonderful medicine that we have here on this planet, and for the messages that those medicines bring and that the animals bring as well, because that's a good reminder for us on the bounty that is dandelions. They are a superfood and should be consumed with abandon. They're super, super good for you. They're a little bitter, but that's okay. It's worth it, and that just gives you an excuse to buy some good honey. So anyway, wanted to express some gratitude to my little rabbit friend for being the strong big boy that he is, and the good boy that he is. He's eating dandelions right now, and express gratitude to this wonderful planet full of medicine for all of us, not just the animals. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the reading here. But first, you can probably see him. There he is, eating dandelions. Such a good boy. So send some nice thoughts for my friend here. He's doing much. He's not 100%, but I put him at about 80%. We're going in a good direction. All right, so we've got a super moon. This is the first super moon of the year, and it's in Scorpio. It's also the pink moon, and the pink moon is kind of your big spring moon. In indigenous cultures, it's a lot about, the animals coming out of hibernation. Hunting starts to become a little more abundant. Gathering, the whole hunter-gatherer thing starts to become more abundant. You get medicines like dandelions and clovers and nettles and all sorts of things coming out. So this is definitely a birthing moon, an abundant moon, a new life kind of moon, and it's a super moon, so it's going to be pretty intense. And then you've got Scorpio as well. I don't know about you all, but I've been very emotional lately, and not just because, partly because, I've been stressed out about my rabbit friend here, but other things too, just kind of like welling up in tears and knowing why I'm feeling that emotion, like able to connect all of that. It's not like coming out of nowhere, but being surprised that I am as emotional as I have been. So anyway, I share my own personal story, not because this is about me, but because, those of you that may be experiencing the same thing, you're not alone in that feeling, and it's kind of unsurprising if you're feeling that way, because of the deep well and watery emotional territory that is Scorpio, attached to a very strong supermoon. And that supermoon is actually going to be the first one of two, and the next one will be at the end of May. It'll be May 26th in Sagittarius, which is a whole other ball of wax. I think that's a lunar eclipse as well. So this next month is going to be sort of action-packed, and starting with this moon. Now, one more thing before I get into the cards. I know, I'm like almost 5 minutes in, I haven't even touched the cards yet. But one more thing that came up that prior to this reading that I thought was really important. I always burn sage, Palo Santo, other medicines before I do a reading to kind of ground into the collective and ground into the reading. And in this particular one, the sage did not light right away. The sage the cedar sparked a little bit. The sage did not. I had to start it a few times, and then it almost felt like damp, and then it lit. But the Palo Santo lit like a shot, and the smell was really, really strong. So what that tells me is that somebody, or certain people, this will resonate with some, not with everyone. You are really up in your head right now with that Palo Santo burning strong, and you need to clear some of your mental space and go ahead and let the emotional space come through, because if the sage is getting tamped down, that's your emotional house, and if the Palo Santo is burning strong, then that's your mental area, your kind of logical thought and your ego. And that may need to be calmed down, kind of, essentially cut your head off for a little bit and let your heart talk for a while. So whoever that is for, that was just a little advice that popped up. And again, will resonate with some, but not all. Okay, now let's get into this reading. And that Sage Palo Santo message is unsurprising to me, considering what this reading kind of says overall. So first up, you've got the High Priestess in reverse. This is all about not listening to your intuition. So what I just said, letting your head space lead over your heart space, and in some cases perhaps entirely. Perhaps you are really denying your intuition, denying the emotional house, and a Scorpio supermoon is not going to allow that. They're going to push back against that. So, if you're having that particular fist fight with this moon, this card is saying that you'll want to turn that around a little bit. It's sort of resistance is futile. For any Trekkies out there, resistance is futile. You'll want to go ahead and kind of remove your head for a minute and deal with the messy emotional space. Scorpio can be very deep, and Scorpio can be very messy, and a lot of people want to avoid that. Scorpio is also associated with the planet Pluto, which is the planet of destruction. So it's a lot of breakdown of things, a lot of letting go of different energies, toxic attachments, residual baggage. I always say baggage, and I hate that word, but for lack of better one, the crap that we carry, right? Our crap that we carry, the crap that we carry for other people, all of that kind of stuff is dragging you down, and it. I think in your upright High Priestess house, that it's dragging you down. You got to let it go, but you're trying to find logical solutions to let it go. And this card is saying that that's not how you're going to clean that particular house. So grounding in and letting that messy heart space be would be really to your benefit here. Because moving out of that space and more into this earthly plane, there's some things going on, and they're good. They're really good. Next up, you've got the Three of Wands, and this is a decision. So this is a grounded decision as well. Sorry, it's a little bit blurry. You get to catch the drift. There we go. So this is a grounded decision-making process. This is feeling good in the decisions that you're making. I tend to look at this trio of wands as a past, present, future, right? You've got the past at your back. You understand the lessons that you've gotten from that. You're holding on to the present here, and you have options. And then the future is kind of a calm, beautiful horizon. So you have the tools that you need, and you're feeling more grounded to make this decision. I think if you turn this right side up, if you take a little time to work with High Priestess, this decision that your heart already has decided, but your head is getting in your own way, will be a lot easier to make. It'll drown out some of that noise, some of that ego noise. On that same note, noise versus quiet, the High Priestess is silence. She doesn't speak. She is so in tune with her intuition that she can just emanate that to others, to herself, without having to, speak blah blah blah, like I've been doing for 10 minutes already. She just kind of knows. It's a different connection. It's a different kind of language, and it's a language of silence. So, perhaps the work that would be helpful to do here would be in silence. Meditation, whatever that looks like for you, a quiet walk in the woods without a podcast, taking time by yourself, stepping away from other people, and just grounding in and thinking about the decisions that you want to make, you need to make, and what your intuition and what your heart space has to say about it. Next up is me taking a sip real quick. Oh, delightful. Next up is the Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles, and this is what I mean, like on this earthly plane, you've got some cool stuff going on. There's things that are building, and this is excellent time to be doing that because the new moon, a couple of weeks from now, will be in Taurus, and Taurus is very industrious. You know, Taurus has plans, and Taurus is super good with money, and maps things out, and you know, kind of gets prepared. It's an Earth sign, right? It's an Earth sign. All of the Earth signs are really good with the details and the plans. And Taurus especially is great with the money and the budget and getting the best deal and, you know, maximizing your investment and, you know, all of that kind of good stuff. Taurus likes to live the good life, but they earn it. So this Knight of Pentacles is asking you to do that. It's asking you to make a plan. You know, if you have a business idea or if you have some other venture that, you know, you're working on, you know, having a plan behind it, having steps, knowing what your resources are, what's available to you is really important in order for this plan to become a reality. I heard it work. One of my day jobs anyway. I heard it work the other day. It was something like a dream without a plan is just a wish. And sorry, pardon the dinging in the background. A dream without a plan is just a wish, and you know, and that's true. That's true. I mean, we can wish we had this business all the live long day. We could wish we started this thing. We could wish we had this particular dollar amount in the bank. We could wish that we, you know, whatever. But you got to actually like figure out the action steps and start working towards it. And perhaps that's what some of that decision is. Once you make that decision, the next stop is making the action steps. And you know, sometimes the decision is the hardest part, right? And once you make that decision, once you get out of your own way, then the action steps come a little smoother because you're like, oh my God, my heart has been planning this for years. And now I'm finally listening to it speak, and I can, you know, and things are just going in like lining up, and you know, the plan is being set in motion. So that's great. I like that energy. I like this first three for sure. Sorry, I keep rubbing my hands. I'm sticky with honey. Next up is the King of Wands in reverse. I feel like this is an advice card for these other two, you know, making this decision and mapping out this plan. And it's just another strong indicator of, you know, kind of staying out of your own way. This whole read is very insular. I'm not seeing a lot of other people in it, a little bit coming up, but mostly this is a you journey. This is an individual journey. This is definitely an internal journey too, given this supermoon in Scorpio. So this is another advice card about, you know, watch your self-criticism, watch your criticism of others. You may be feeling immobile, you know, this decision, you may be making this decision harder than it needs to be. Not uncommon, right? It's part of the old human condition. This is also a card saying, you know, mind the small things. You know, keep your anger and emotions in check. If a lot of small things have been building up and bottling up, you know, we're not an endless well. We are indeed kind of a finite vessel. So, you know, you can only fill up a jar before it starts to overflow. So be mindful of that buildup of different anger and emotions. Back to the sage not lighting and the Palo Santo burning strong. If you're intellectually and egotistically trying to tamp down your emotions because they're uncomfortable and messy, those emotions will bubble up, right? Put a lid on a pot that's boiling, turn that boil up high enough, and it'll pop the lid off, right? And then that's a tough scene, right? That's tough on you and everybody when those explosions happen, whether you're the target of it or whether you are putting it out to other people. So this is saying, again, open that heart space a little bit, be in that quiet high priestess heart space, and, you know, work through these decisions with less of this and more of that. You may need a little help from your friends, though. Three of Cups is about raising your vibe a little bit. It's about raising your vibe, and sometimes raising your vibe with the help of other people, with the help of people in your collective, with the help of your guides, with the help of your people, places, things, animals, plants, what have you. You know, whatever raises your vibe, bring it into the mix. And bounce these ideas off of other people. Sometimes when you're stuck in your head over here, you know, and your heart has made a decision, but your head's getting in the way, sometimes sending it out to someone that you really trust and that really knows you, cares about you, and loves you, and then bounces it back and is like, oh my God, it's about time you did this thing. Boom, nice energy, vibration raised, right? So talk to your peeps, talk to your peeps, talk to your animals, talk to your plants, talk to your guides. Okay, universe wants to co-create with you, and they're waiting on you to show up to the party. That also sometimes has a side note of excess in things, oftentimes excess in substances. You know, if you're stressed out, you know, you may be drinking a little more than you usually do. You know, this isn't a hardcore addiction. This isn't the devil card, right? But with this scorpionic energy, you know, and the super moon, everything's supercharged. This could also be a little advice on like, hey, you might want to like chill out with the wine for a sec, you know, clear that headspace, because if you're all bubbled up on wine and hung over on wine, you're not going to be able to have that clear headspace. No judgy, no judgy. Just putting that out there. Okay, next up we've got Knight of Cups, a couple of Knights in, Knight of Cups, and then King, couple of court cards in reverse, and kind of critical ones. This one is asking you to calm down a little. Not surprising with the Three of Cups, right? And not surprising with some of the other kind of immobility, stuck feeling cards that have been in this read thus far. Knight of Cups can talk about emotional confusion. It can talk about having kind of a runaway imagination, and that's again saying just slow her down, slow her down. You're getting into washing machine brain, and you know your thoughts are going 100 miles a minute, and it's just you make a little bit of headway, and then you overthink it, and then you get confused, and then you're back 3 steps, and you know you're just kind of stuck on this cycle. So clear the space, quiet it down, walk away. It'll be there, it'll be there, and you know have that full mind heart connection when you're making these decisions, and clear some of this clutter. Marie Kondo it, if that's still a thing. And then you've got the star. Clear out this noise, because there is light at the end of this tunnel. Okay, this period doesn't feel like an overly challenging period. The energy that I'm getting is that this is not like a crash bang boom tower card, right? Tower comes up because the star is right after the tower, and the star is always that glimmer of hope, right? After the tower falls, after you get that surprise, after you get that big change, that big left turn, right turn, or whatever, the star comes out, and that's that light at the end of the tunnel, and that's, you know, the hope that keeps you going, right? But what I'm feeling with this is that this is not that heavy tower moment. This is more a reaction to previous tower moments that you may be carrying into this next period. And what this card is saying is that, hey, no judgment, don't want to minimize any challenges here. However, like, you've been through worse. And we get why it's challenging to make this decision, because you've been burned before. You don't want to get burned again. But you'll be okay. You'll be okay. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have strength. Okay? So every single card on here is about decisions, about clearing space, about really connecting with the emotional house that we all have, which is easier said than done, but always a good practice. And then the majors that I have, you know, this reading's is bookended by 2 majors, right? High Priestess in reverse, and then Star at the end, and then the foundational card is Strength. So the 3 major arcanas that you have here are incredibly powerful and incredibly positive energy. Star and Strength, gorgeous stuff. And put those together. High Priestess, when she's upright, can't stop her. It's Fool, Magician, High Priestess. Okay, this is the highest feminine intuitive energy that you can have. She's beautiful. So, this is a gorgeous read, and a gorgeous read that, of course, should come with a big super moon, pink moon, spring, everything's growing, spring is sprung. Yes, let's do this. So take that energy, right? Take that growth energy that this is requiring of you. This is Scorpio. Scorpio requires things. They have their own way. I love me some Scorpio energy, but I also get annoyed by it. I'll leave that there. Because they can be. Oh, this will be fun, shuffling with honey on my hands. All right, let's see some clarifiers on the larger read. Oopsies. Okay, and we'll do that. Any others? So yeah, I think these want to clarify that card in particular. It's been so rainy here in Washington the last few days, and call me crazy, but I love it. Rain in April, bring it. Thanks for a cozy weekend. Cozy weekend of rest that I needed. Yeah, okay, you just wanted to clarify that one. Fair enough, fair enough. Let me see if we want to clarify anything over here. King of Wands. Yeah, let's do some advice on that. Yep. Oh, that was chunky. I think that's it. Okay. Alrighty. I had to put some notes. I never have to do this typically, but see, my energy's been, this has been kind of a tough moon for me. It's been really charged. Most of these moons are 3 days before, 3 days after. And I've been feeling it for like 5 days before. So, wow. Super indeed. But I, usually I'm tapped in here, don't get me wrong, but I was just, I'm having my own, like, sage didn't light Palo Santo burning strong moment. It's just, it's choppy right now. The waters are choppy. That's okay. That's okay. It's all temporary and all for a good reason. Okay. So, King of Wands reversed. That was that kind of self-criticism, critical energy, being stuck in your own head, getting in your own way kind of energy. I wanted to pull a couple of advice cards on that one. And I got Queen of Swords reversed and 6 of Pentacles. So dual message here. Oops, let me see if the camera will enjoy this. There we go. So a couple of dual messages here. Queen of Swords is typically the boundary woman. She's got nice strong boundaries. Her self-worth is top-notch. She knows what she's worth, she knows what she will tolerate, she knows what she won't tolerate, and she will communicate it clearly. Queen of Swords is, in reversed, is the opposite of that. So this is advice saying, you may want to look at might want to do a boundaries check. And by boundaries check, it could be a larger boundaries check, like, okay, this person, place, thing, etc. Experience is not part of my experience anymore. I have to sort of cut some cords there. Or it could be just kind of a temporary, like, hey, Mama needs some space here, okay? Like, I need some quiet, which means y'all need to go find something else to do for now while I get that sorted, okay? That's allowed. That's allowed. So Queen of Swords, backwards on the camera. Queen of Swords in reversed is saying, hey, you know what? Turn me right side up too. Because if you turn me right side up, then you'll have some quiet and you'll have some space to be able to turn me right side up. And these two ladies together, watch out. Watch out. This, I think, is a gratitude card. Again, in that getting in your own way, that self-sabotage kind of energy that the King of Wands in reverse tends to be. This I feel is saying, hey, one way to get out of your own way is to express gratitude for how far you've come. Six of Pentacles is a building card, and Six of Pentacles comes right after the Five of Pentacles, which is a tough card. That's a lonely, left out in the cold card. Usually something has been taken from you by someone, and it does not feel good. Six of Pentacles is building from that change. And so, you know, you may be struggling to make this decision because you've made a similar decision in the past and you got burned. Or you're not at the finish line yet, and you know you're feeling sort of funny about that, and you're getting in your own way around that, so you don't want to make this decision again, or you don't want to, you know, or you're in a position where you're like, do I keep investing in this direction? I don't know. And a good way to shake out some of that funk is to see what you have to be grateful for, instead of looking at it in a lack mentality or a poverty mentality. What's been going well? What have you built so far? Maybe you haven't built your empire yet, but where are you? Let's just take the number 6. Where were you 6 months ago versus now? Where were you 6 years ago versus now? Right? Pick your timeline. I'm just throwing a 6 out there because it's a nice even number and we're looking at it. So that can help you kind of get out of that headspace of feeling like you're not worth it. You know, like you're not doing well. Funny that I have to refer Knight of Cups reversed. I've been reading cards for years and years and years, and I'm like, what does Knight of Cups reversed mean? And I just talked about it. Oh, friends. Did I mention it's been a long 2 weeks? So Knight of Cups reversed is that, you know, again, kind of emotional confusion, getting stuck in your own head, getting stuck in that spin cycle. And interestingly enough, these are the cards that came out with that, the chakra cards that came out, Gossip and Soulmate. I feel like these are going to resonate with only a small bit of the collective, because this feels like a very specific message. You know, we are talking an emotional house here, Knight of Cups. We are talking a very emotional moon, Scorpio. And so there may be some challenges around relationships that some of you are struggling with right now, on how to deal with the aftermath, how to deal with moving forward, what to let go, what to keep with you, you know, all of that, whether it is the actual people, places, and things, or the energies that surround them. So gossip, you know, maybe somebody is not who they seem. And it was somebody that was very close to you, and you're having a hard time reconciling this specific situation. I forgot how to speak there for a second, so maybe you don't know what to say to this person. Maybe you don't have an opportunity to say anything to this person for a variety of reasons. Maybe in your best interest to not conversate with this person. They may have passed away. It may just not be appropriate to reach out and have a conversation, you know, social taboos as they are, whatever. But you're kind of stuck in your head in this. So since that's a specific message, and that's kind of a wowzers message, I'm going to pull something else on that. Do major, and then do a little flower card. Again, that may resonate with just a few, maybe more than a few, but it does feel like a specific message. No, okay. Maybe these ones. Okay. Yeah, so if you're dealing with, oh, let me grab these two. Yeah, definitely any of you that are dealing with some heavy kind of relationship type stuff, this is for y'all. Oops. Aha, okay. Yeah, so this emotional confusion based on a relationship that has either gone past its shelf date or ended in kind of a Three of Swords way, right? Like this can feel like a Three of Swords way. Somebody that you really trusted or you know, have been connected to for a very long time ended up being not who you thought, and that's painful. Hoo-wee. And that can take a lot of different looks, right? That can take a lot of different looks. And then the major clarifiers that came out were the Moon and the Wheel of Fortune. So this is hitting you in your emotional house. Hell yeah, it's hitting you in your emotional house. Even if there wasn't a damn Scorpio super moon, it would be hitting you in your emotional house. But then you throw that moon in there and you're like, good grief. Look at the similarity. No wonder they wanted me to grab these instead of the other deck. This wheel turned, this emotional wheel turned on a smaller scale, although not minimizing, nothing small about that type of situation when it comes to your emotions. And then you've got the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. It's upright, turning in your favor, and you are in alignment with it. So, painful AF. Yes, yes, painful. Part of the larger plan for your greater good. Okay. Up here, there's a little Scorpio or Scorpio. So the timing is divine. All right. Cloudy, Scorpio, murky, destructive Pluto energy. Something is breaking down. You know, this is a moon card though, so this is not a tower card. You kind of knew it was coming, and maybe that's part of the emotional depth that's going on here. You knew it was coming, and here under this Scorpio moon, oh, I love Creator. Look at these messages, just beautiful. I was going to take another one, and they said nope, and then these popped out. Holy Toledo! And then you've got clearer skies here with this same wheel, and again the wheel turning, Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. Resignation to rejuvenation. Cyclamen, resignation, say goodbye to what you no longer need, and then Calla Lily, rejuvenation, reawaken, and then stand stronger. This Knight of Cups was a bigger card than first anticipated in this read. I always focus heavily on High Priestess because I think that's such powerful, important energy, and then these lovely things like Star and Strength, all equally important. But the crux of the matter here is this Knight of Cups in reversed and all of the stuff that comes in. I gotta put these back up here. This is amazing. This is amazing. Wow. Wow. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna pull one, maybe two more, and then show y'all's out the door, because full moon is on Tuesday, I believe. I think if you're on the East Coast, it's kind of Monday night-ish, and then we roll into Tuesday. And today I'm recording this Sunday, so we're ramping up in that energy for sure. And then again, 3 days before, 3 days after. Wow. Yeah, there really may be something where, you know, things are not what you thought they were. Back to this particularly emotional piece of the reading. And now you've got to kind of dig through that smoky mirror and find yourself. This is a smoky mirror. This is wiping that mirror off. Put that over there. An eagle, laser focus, huge, huge, huge power animal. Huge, right? Laser focus. This is Creator. Okay? This is Creator. You don't get an eagle feather if you don't earn it. Okay? you don't get an eagle guide if you can't connect with it. Okay? And find the beauty way. Find the beauty way. That's back to this King of Wands, this kind of like overly self-sabotaging energy, right? find the Six of Pentacles, this beauty way. You know, find the beautiful things in the challenges. Okay, raise your vibe up. Okay, with people, places, things that will do that. Circle. Here we are again. Whoopsies. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Look at all these. Look at all these circles. Oh my God, I can't even fit them on the screen. Look at all these circles. Circles, cycles. That's what life is. Once you start understanding that, things start looking a lot different. As long as you live in the square world, you're going to constantly get stuck. But if you are looking at things in the cyclical manner in which they are, and the nonlinear, things will not be a rose petal laden walk down fantasy land, because that's not life, but it'll be a hell of a lot easier. You just want the one. Go to the wellspring that is waiting to flow, then ask it to do just that. Alrighty, friends, I'm out of here. Take that image as you go. If you'd like a personal reading, you can find out more and book at takatarot.com. That is TAKA tarot.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful full moon season, and I will see you in 2 weeks for that Taurus new moon. Love y'all.